It's said that the further north you head in WA, the nicer the people get. And if Mark from Look See Tours in Wyndham is anything to go by, they might just be right. As far as towns go, Wyndham's just about as far north as you can get in WA. And Look See Tours spend most days out on the water showing people the unique scenery and wildlife this part of the world has to offer. It's not blue water, far from it. In fact, Masters Choc addicts might be tempted to have a swig of the water, which is as brown as Kimberley cattle. Wyndham sits at the bottom of the Cambridge Gulf, an amazing system full of rivers and, more importantly, full of fish. Mark and his partner Justin have a fleet of vessels ideal for working these waters, and we'd be living on the mothership for a few days to really work the area hard with lures. Docking with the mothership, we grabbed Justin, our guide, and headed into the Hardman River. As I've said before, every system in the northwest has to be fished differently, and this is no exception. Almost every river system that you go to in WA's north, you have to approach your fishing for barramundi in a totally different way, because they're going to be coming into the river in different ways, they're going to be sitting around different kinds of structure. Already in this series we fished the Fitzroy, which was a lot of channels, a lot of gutters, but here in the Hardman it's all about structure, and you're fishing this sort of thing, snags. It makes it hard going and you have to adapt, otherwise you end up with trees taking your lures most of the day. So here's what we do. A technique that Justin showed me is you cast right into the snag, get the lure right in there. With your floating lures, you get them down and you're just twitching them a little bit. Just a little bit, not winding too fast. Just to stir any barra up that are in there. And he reckons that if they are, they'll definitely come up to investigate. Maybe not in the first cast, maybe not in the second, but eventually they will. Yep, like that. It's on here, baby. Going through the hooks. Well, at least it showed you what I'm talking about. He's at the snag. There it is. It's Barra. It's a Barra. You got him out. You got him out. Woo. That's a freshie, I think.
It's a freshwater dark tail. I landed one.
Extraction complete. Woo. I got my line over there. Marvellous start, mate, marvellous start. Woo! It's actually half, he's been in the fresh and the salt. You can see the tail, some yellow, some black. That means he's been up and down in the fresh and the salt, and he is a he, nowhere near big enough to be a female yet. Nice start, mate, you got him out of the sticks, and that's the best way to do it. Nice and fast.
Scorpion.
Yeah, good lure. One thing you might be able to show people here, Ron, is if you point the head that way, with barramundi, their eyes are actually always one, I think it's always the right, is always a little bit further forward than the left, and I'm pretty sure that's just to assist them when hunting. But they're a bit sleepy at the moment. It's a bit chilly here, believe it or not, in Wyndham, chilly, unheard of. Better pop it back, eh?
Yep, it's biting down. There it goes. Back to the snag.
The whole day we've been looking for these sorts of things. Rather than the mangroves, we're looking for the actual woody snags right in the water. And the Barra are schooling, literally, and there could be 20 or 30 of them on this actual patch. The difficulty is, and that's your challenge, to get your lure in the wood and working around to attract them up to come and hit it. And of course then you've got to stop them. Get out of the snags, get out of the snags. Now that's what you call sight casting for Barra. Oh, I just saw him wandering around. I said, no one breathe. No one breathed except for the fish. Just nudge that lure down like I was saying, and there's a Barra.
Beautiful.
As easy as that here, mate. As easy as that on Look See Tours. Well, that is a lot of fun. Seeing the fish, throwing the lure, and having them grab it like that. They're very dark, these fish. I kept calling them freshies before. They're all saltwater Barra here, but they're very dark because of the system. And boy, that was a lot of fun. For the most part, Barra fishing's all about temperature, but you've also got to have the right gear. This morning it was a bit too cold. Now this afternoon, it's steamy, it's heating up, and so's the fishing. This is why you've got to be prepared. The lure that I'm using at the moment, I've had real success with today, is this Tilson Barra from Helco. Big bib, which means when you've got it in the water, if you follow me down, you can see how it bites in, really gets that lure going down. It's the slow twitch that really gets the Barra going. Use a short leader, 60-pound Pen 10X, just tied with a double uni knot. And you can't have any more fun with a bait caster than this. That's why you practice at home before you come. Oh, he threw it! Ryan, every time you get a snag and we have to go in here, this is where the fish are. I reckon they're really in the deep woods, so we might as well stay here, see what else comes up. Nice one, Ryan, nice one.
It hit it right in Snag, you can still see the swirl.
Yep, yep.
Oh,
yes.
Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
I love this. Woo. Finally, we're getting a few out.
We are. Now, it's an interesting thing about this river system. Most hero fish for Barra, the only tide you want to work is actually the low tide running up to about halfway to the high. But here, the high only peaked about an hour ago and we're starting to fish the run down. Like I say, different systems, completely different techniques.
Magnificent. Not overly huge, maybe illegal, either which way it's going back in anyway. The skipper's saying natural coloured lures, RMG Scorpion, looks like a mullet, later in the evening, later in the arvo, he said natural colours work, so it's got a rattle in there as well, so. There you go, mate. It's biting down already, look at that, on the thumb. Off he goes.
It's going hard, get it out of those snags. It's a good fish too, this is a good fish. Hasn't jumped yet. Lots of swirls, which makes me think it's a fairly good one. I can just see silver. Whew.
I did exactly what Justin said. Justin said cast right over the green leaves are in the water. You'll probably find a barrel will be holding up, and he was right. Woo. Good call, Justin.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh. I can see colour, but I can't see the exact shape.
It's definitely a Barra.
It is too, it is too. Where's our grips? I'm going to lip him for you, mate. Oh, top stuff, eh? That's terrific.
Beautiful fish.
Alright, just get the leader. Oh, he's only just got that. Alright, got him. Ready? There you go, mate. That is a terrific fish. Well cast and well caught.
Excellent. Beautiful.
And he's taken that scorpion, the natural colour again. They're liking that.
Nice big gob. Beautiful fish.
I hope you're not referring to me.
No.
That's lovely. One thing about Barra that you might not know is that you can actually age them by their scales. Having a look down here, if you took one of the scales off, and they've got really big scales, a lot of people keep them up here in their wallets and they get a really big one. Each wet season when the food comes on and they have this big growth spurt, a ring appears on their scale. So Ryan, you can actually age them like that.
Great, let's get it back in, eh?
Yeah, mate. Well done. In the midst of the muddy water, Justin took us over to the next creek, which was almost clear. A new system and another new way to work it. One thing that you really noticed up here when you're working with look-see tours is every time they take you somewhere, be it a creek or be it somewhere near the coast, the water just varies so much. Right now we're in a different creek and it's so clear. And instead of casting at lots of snags, we're casting at just the odd one and some mangroves. If you pull one out of here, it'll just look fantastic.
Such clear water.
Yes, indeed. It's just beautiful in this creek, and apparently it never muddies up in here. Look at that, magnificent. You might get away, but I'm gonna make him do a bit of aerobatics for you all. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. You can't beat barramundi in clear water. It's just magnificent here in this creek. Oh, pulled him out of a great hole. That is a magnificent fish to be pulling out of here on light tackle. Just terrific waterway and ready to go pretty much now. Well, you wanted to go, off you go then. What a place here, eh? Whoa! Buzzing it big time.
Yep.
Oh, it's a good one, Ryan. Oh, it's a queenie. It's a beauty as well. Have a look. You got him, you got him? Oh, yes. Superb stuff. You don't see too many queenies around here at all, but because the water is so clean, the queenies will come into this system. That's a beauty, mate. You're still on? Don't even look at me, land the fish. What's he doing?
I'm just getting rid of my glasses so I can see the fish. It's getting a bit dark now.
What's it going to do? It's a good queenie. Woo! Great stuff.
Look at that.
That's a beauty.
What a great water system here.
Oh,
Barramundi, finger marked brim, queenies.
and they handed the lure back in the end. But that is a magnificent fish.
That was excellent.
It was our first time in the Cambridge Gulf and we were having a ball. But it's not just Barra and creeks up here. Look See have some specky country and more exciting fishing options, which you'll see after the break.